everyone, my name is Sally and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving a review on Phantom Tales of the Night by Matsuri. Before I begin the review, please like, comment, subscribe, and comment down below if you've heard of this manga before or if this is your first time, and let's get started. So Tales of the Night is a really good psychological slash thriller slash crime-esque type of manga. There are currently 7 volumes coming out, I believe, either in June or July. I'll put a comment down below if it is. And so far, you can purchase the first 6 volumes wherever you buy your mangas. And so far, I have loved this series. So just to give you guys a quick little rundown of what this manga is all about, we meet various characters who end up at the Murakami Inn, and the only way to get out of that inn is by providing your deepest, darkest secrets. And these secrets are not your usual, oh, I hate this person, or so-and-so sucks, or things like that. No, these secrets are more psychological level, and secrets that ultimately, if you were to talk about them, you might end up in jail or something else might happen. So in the first volume, we meet Sasaki, who is this high school student who's been seeing butterflies following him along, and he's confused as to why, because no one else can see them, it's just him. And it turns out that he actually met owner of, he is able to mingle and communicate and just look like a regular human being and continue going to school, is because of the secret he gave to the innkeeper. So the first volume, from the first page, it's just a trip. And I actually picked this up because of the cover of the manga, and the illustration within each volume is so beautiful. I'm actually surprised that not a lot of people have mentioned Phantom Tales of the Night on like TikTok or Twitter or YouTube. And so it's really well done, the illustration. I would definitely recommend that you pick it up. And honestly, I think that this manga has potential to be an anime, mainly because of the elements of action, suspense, horror, and psychological elements dispersed throughout all the volumes. And the plot is well written, the characters are very well liked, and I'm just excited to see how we move on in volume 7. So in volume 2, we meet the other characters who have encountered the innkeeper, and basically for each volume we meet another set of people who have to give a secret to the innkeeper in order to leave the inn, or else the innkeeper will keep their soul in a sense. And there is this one character, Slayer, who teams up with Sasaki in order to figure out the secret of the innkeeper so that he can go ahead and complete his mission of basically getting rid of the innkeeper, due to the fact that, here's another spoiler, the innkeeper kind of destroyed all his family members, from his great-grandparents to his dad. So the Slayer has, you can say, an agenda of vengeance against the innkeeper, and Sasaki, being a teenager who honestly doesn't want to be a zombie anymore, he wants to be a normal teenager and just do normal teenage things, teams up with Slayer to figure out how they can get rid of the innkeeper. There are other characters in the manga as well, one named Butterfly, who is, I would say, the lady killer of the group, and Spider, who's more reserved, very quiet, but has a very sad backstory. So in volume 3, we get to learn more of those two characters that I just mentioned, Spider and Butterfly's backstory, and how they came to be and their existence, and why they're still with the innkeeper, knowing fully well that the innkeeper has the ability to basically wipe out any demon or monster in the spiritual realm. And the main reason I can say, to not give you any more spoilers, is I would say loyalty and a sense of belonging. And mainly for Spider, I would really say that loyalty and sense of belonging is a huge point as to why he's still following the innkeeper, due to his backstory, which I didn't even realize it was gonna get so deep in this manga. I just thought it was about, you know, your regular shonen manga where they just kill a bunch of demons and it's the end of the day. But Spider's backstory has lots of elements of regret, longing, and I'd say a missed opportunity in finding love. And he is trying to make up for that. He's doing so by being with the innkeeper. So Butterfly's background is quite different. It's explained more in volume 4, but basically Butterfly's existence came because of a sacred sakura tree and the tree's desire to have children. And because in this time period where for the spiritual realm, all the time periods are kind of all together, it's like a big old mess. And basically these sacred cherry tree absorbed all the wishes that people throughout the generations of it being alive have confessed to it. All these longings for romances, for health, and basically Butterfly is the accumulation of all those desires and wishes. And that's the main reason why he is a quote-unquote lady killer. He's not actually killing anybody, but because their main objective is to get the deep dark secrets, the women that he encounters have a terrible ending because of said secret. So that's how he gets the secrets for the innkeeper. Spider doesn't really delve into all of that. He, as I mentioned previously, he has only one main objective, and it's for that regretful romance that he never got to experience. And his whole entire goal up to volume 7 is to protect this specific person from his past. In volume 5, we get closer to Slayer being able to figure out the innkeeper's secret, and just general information as to how he can defeat the innkeeper. In previous chapters, Slayer is able to communicate with one of the customers that decided to stay in the inn and figure out exactly how he can defeat, or get a clue as to how he can defeat the innkeeper. Now, the reason why I keep referring to the innkeeper as that is because the entity itself doesn't take any gender. They can be female, male, non-binary, young, old. They can take any form that they think the patrons will feel comfortable with. So usually you will see the innkeeper in a male form and quite petite, but again, every appearances can fool you, and that's one of the reasons why the innkeeper has been able to collect so many secrets, due to the appearance that they put on for their patrons. And during volume 5, Sasaki and his classmates go on the usual high school trip during the summer, but things turn for the worst. During their field trip, the school is encountered with a fox demon, and basically it comes down to Sasaki, the innkeeper, which was quite shocking because you would think the innkeeper would be, you know, glad to have 20 high school students and all their secrets plus the teachers, you know, but it kind of shows that the innkeeper really picks and chooses who they believe is adequate, I would say, for their collections of secrets. And basically everything turns out a-okay, but we're still in the realm of, okay, so is the innkeeper good? Are they bad? Are they doing this out of fun? Or is there another reason? Like, there's so many questions as to why the innkeeper still has an inn to take in people and actually service them as they would be in a regular inn in Japan, but only taking these secrets as payment. In the final volume, which is this one right here, side note, I'm actually really sad about this volume because when I got it, I was so excited that I accidentally ripped the upper corner of this beautiful cover. So be careful when you're reading your mangas, and you know, just take it a step at a time. Don't be like me and just rip your beautiful covers. But anyways, so in volume 6, Slayer is one step closer in figuring out how exactly he can lure out the innkeeper to finally destroy them. But as always, something always goes wrong, and he instead meets one of the patrons who stayed at the inn for the longest time that he actually went missing. Like, the family put out a missing persons report alert and all that, and he's been missing for a couple of years, and that's who Slayer meets. And the only reason why he meets this patron is because they ended up falling in love with the innkeeper, and that didn't go well with the innkeeper. So they got the boot, and in the process of getting kicked out of the inn, that person meets Slayer at one of the locations that was a clue as to where the innkeeper's whereabouts was. And that's so far what we have in terms of the 6th volume. So that's the basically the recap of volumes 1 through 6, just a very short condensed one, because this series is still ongoing. I probably will do a more at length review once it's completed, whenever the last volume is, you know, released in English. But so far, I really suggest you guys pick this up. Not only, like I've mentioned before, the illustration is beautiful, but the plot is actually really intriguing. And just seeing how these secrets affect the person, and seeing how they move on or how they stay in the end, depending on whether or not they can accept that secret that they've been holding inside themselves, is, I wouldn't classify it as acceptable by society, but acceptable by the person in question, is really thought-provoking, I would say. Each character's progression and resolution after the secret is given is, I'd say, quite nice, depending on what type of secret it is. because some of the patrons get what they deserve, and others are able to finally have this heavy burden taken off of their shoulders. So again, highly suggest picking this up. Phantom of the Tales by Matsuri. I've never read anything by Matsuri, so I literally, like I said earlier, I picked this up because volume 1 was really pretty, and to be quite honest with you, with the Phantom Tales of the Night, I was like, this is either going to be horror or comedy or action, and it's a combination of all those three. So yeah, so comment down below if you've read anything similar to this, or if you've ever heard of this author, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.